Hello, writers and sports fans. It's Mrs. Middleton coming to you in the corner over here with our week 2, day 2 lesson in Writer's Workshop. And our lesson today is called Draw It Out. Yes, you were going to get to draw something today. The drawings we do are very important to our writing for the next few weeks. So yesterday, we did a lot of work. We made a small moment chart right here. You will need to get this out, and you're probably noticing mine has a lot of color on it. I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. I wanted to get it started because yesterday's lesson went so long. I want this one to go a little quicker. So I started it. Anyway, get your small moment paper. You will also need a pink or red crayon or marker, a green marker or crayon, and a blue marker or crayon, and you also need your pencil. So again, the small moment paper, markers in pink or red, blue and green, and a pencil. Put me on pause, and I will wait right here for you, and be quick so we can get started. That was very quick. Thank you very much for coming back, and let's continue. Now, again, yesterday we decided we use this paper to write our small moment that our whole personal narrative will be based on. I changed mine a little bit. I decided that instead of going to the concession stand, the actual small moment I wanted to write about was the moment I actually finally caught the foul ball. But I'll get back to that in a moment. First things first, let's look up here. I want you to make a little code on top of your paper too, and I want to explain what this is all about. When we go through everything, all the details we wrote, I want you all we're going to color code things that happened right before our small moment. In pink, that is those will be details for the beginning of our personal narrative. Again, pink is the beginning of our personal narrative, right before the moment here in green. And anything we code in green is what is happening right there during our small moment when we did what we wrote in the center. So green is what happens during our small moment. That's the middle of our story. The small moment is always going to be the middle. And things coded in blue today are the things that happen right after that small moment. And that will be the end of our narrative. Remember, all good personal narratives, all good stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we're going to make sure we have all three of those. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute to code this as beginning, middle, and end. So why don't you put me on pause, get that written, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back again. Thanks for doing that quickly. Okay, let's go through mine. I'm going to underline or circle things in pink. They happened before my small moment. Now, again, my small moment is the one in the middle. So anything that happened before I caught that ball is going to be pink. So details like it was the 4th of July. It was summer, hot, I was sweaty. All this happened before this time. I was very thirsty. I had found out that if you catch a foul ball, the concession stand would give you a free soda. If you caught it and took it back to them, they would give you a free soda. So all of this stuff right here in pink will be in my beginning. I could also include the name of the Little League, the name of the ballpark I was at. Also, before I caught the ball, there were lots of foul balls hit, but I didn't get any of them. A lot of younger kids who are faster runners than me got those balls. So this is all before I finally caught the ball. Well, here we go. I'm going to switch my colors from pink to green. Now I want to circle things that happened or underline things that happened during the moment of my small moment. When I finally caught the ball, I felt my hands on the leather of the ball. Yep, that's a detail I want to include in my middle. And I screamed when I caught it. I was so excited. And oh, I forgot a word here. I was so excited to get the ball. So that is all part of my middle that I will include. Now, after my middle, I'm going to switch now to blue to show what happened right after I caught that ball. So right after I caught that ball, of course, I had a big smile. I ran to the concession stand. I handed the ball to the people at the concession stand, and I chugged that Pepsi. I drank it so fast, and it was so refreshing. So pink, things that happened in my beginning. Green, things that happened in my middle. And blue, things that happened after my middle. Okay, all right. So I told you this was called Draw It Out. And the reason is because we have a sheet here where we're going to draw a quick detailed picture. And I color coded it just like this paper. So notice that we had, again, pink for the beginning. On this paper, draw it out paper, all you have to do at your house is take a piece of paper and draw 3 rectangles on it. Or you could even do 1 rectangle per page. It's up to you. But the first rectangle says right before. That's right before the small moment. Then we have during the small moment in green, and right after the small moment in blue, and it matches the colors here. And I'll turn it this way. Make sure your pictures are detailed. Notice also, we start at the first thing, things that happen right before the small moment. It's at number 1. Then there's an arrow that goes from number 1 to number 2. Then there's an arrow that goes from number 2 to number 3. We're showing order here. Now, I remember my small moment was finally catching the ball. Okay, and this is what I drew. You can see the sweat coming off my head. There's my hair, and the ball is finally in my hands. So that's that. The right before is going to be, remember, I have all these details I can use. Lots of kids were getting the ball. It was sweaty, hot. It was summer. It was 4th of July weekend. I was thirsty. And so what I'm going to draw quickly is me sitting on the bleachers. And remember, it's 4th of July. So of course, 4th of July, I have to have on red, white, and blue. So I'm sitting on the bleachers, and because I am so thirsty and hot and sweaty, I need to draw that. So here's me. I'm kind of leaning over to the side. Here's my shirt, my buttons, and I'm going to draw my red shorts. Oh, they look kind of pink. That's not very 4th of July. Here are my red shorts. Oh, and that's orange. I'll get one. Here we go. There we go. And I think I had stars on my shorts. And here I'm just kind of slumped over because I'm so hot. And because I'm trying to do this super fast for you, it's not my very best drawing, but I want yours to be. I'm kind of slumping over, and I do need my legs here, my feet. And it's my brother's game that I'm at. Here's my hand. Ugh, sorry guys. Those are the worst hands ever. Sorry. If I had more time, I'd take time. And then I want to draw the beads of sweat just dripping from my head, because I want to remember all these things for when I write my narrative. So, and I'm seeing all these other kids running to get the balls that keep flying up. And they're catching them, and I'm not getting any of them, so I'm really upset. So, and then, so there's a lot of, I could add more if I had more time, but I need to move quickly. And so now I'm going to focus on the blue things, the things that happen right after. So I hand the ball to the concession stand people. I have a big smile on my face. I chugged that Pepsi and it was so refreshing. So what I'm going to do is draw the concession stand. Here's the window, and here are the people inside. And this is me. I'm holding the ball. And here we go. I'm trying to draw a hand again. Oops. Make sure you're drawing this in, make sure you're drawing this in pencil instead of marker like I am, because it's not doing so well. And then here is a baseball. I'm handing them the baseball. And then they're handing me the big Pepsi. Again, if I had a, if I had more time, I'd draw me smiling and that kind of thing. But goodness. So I think you get the point. Now, why don't you go ahead and put this on pause right now so that you can draw out the things that you marked in pink for beginning in number 1, the things that you marked in green for middle, number 2, and the things that you marked in blue for right after number 3. Put me on pause and I'll come right back then. Well, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson right now, but what I want you to remember is that when you are planning out your personal narratives, you want to stick with those small moments. You want to get all the details that happen right at that moment. But you also want to think about the moments that happen right before, for the beginning, and the things that happen right at the end, so you can have an ending to your story. So we will use this paper, both of these papers, tomorrow in our lesson. So I look forward to seeing you then. Have a good night.